Picture this scene. You are a member of a peaceful society, living your life with family and friends, but you also know of a greater power. You don't see it, but you know it watches you every day. If that power told you what to think or do, would you allow it to control you? Or would you fight back with whatever you could find? This dilemma is something 13-year-old Will Parker, the protagonist of John Christopher's young adult novel series The Tripods, has to solve for himself. The series' first book, The White Mountains, shows Will using a glimmer of hope to guide him across the world to a supposed haven for humanity against its controllers. The tripods in this novel are the masters of Earth, each one an alien machine with 3 giant legs, several eyes that can shine like flashlights, and metal tentacles that can scoop up a human like a finger. No human knows whether the tripods are thinking machines or just transports for aliens. Tripods observe human settlements, taking new adults and fusing metal caps into the skin of their heads. This makes the adult obedient to the tripods for the rest of his or her life. Will begins to doubt the tripods' methods after his best friend is capped, and then Will meets a homeless wanderer whose cap did not work properly. The man tells Will of a resistance against the tripods in the faraway White Mountains. Unable to get the thought of an unmonitored human society out of his head, Will runs away from home to find these mountains for himself. But he can't hide from the tripods forever, and they won't just let him escape. This novel is primarily written for children, but there are things older readers can figure out for themselves. For example, it is not clear how long the tripods have governed Earth. There are ruins of modern-day cities with weapons and trinkets we use today still inside, gathering dust. Also, most of humanity lives in villages and castles, similar to the Middle Ages, away from these ruined cities. The language in this novel sounds like what an adult would say at times, instead of a child. The author uses the past tense in their writing, so this could be Will telling the story after the war against the tripods ended at some unknown time, or it could be entries in a diary that Will wrote down right after he finds the White Mountain or not. The reader isn't told. A major theme in this novel is the good and bad sides to independent thinking. The tripods treat humans how humans today treat livestock, something to care for and keep in line until needed. The tripods' near omnipresent control and relentless pursuit of threats implies that they absolutely don't want humans to resist them. It's like they fear the humans having independence. This kind of behavior can be seen today when someone with a lot of power tells other people what to do. Do you think that's a good way to act if you want people to like you? If not, what would you do to change it? The Tripods is a classic post-apocalyptic novel. It was first published in 1967 and made into a television series by the British Broadcasting Corporation, or BBC, in the 1980s. It shows how losing your free will can be just as bad as losing your world. The topic of independence is just as important today as when this novel was first written, because there is still abusive and controlling behavior in our societies. Those of you who want to fight for freedom alongside Will can pick up this novel and its sequels in the middle school library.